This is Tim Brewer coming to you from Bend and Lomita United Methodist Church. I'm the pastor here in Central Texas. We want to do a special broadcast today since it is Halloween to say something about the holiday that we're about to celebrate. The holiday is actually All Saints Day. To begin with, you have to know what a saint is. A saint is not something who has done something extraordinary. They are people who trust God. And when they trust God, their lives are exemplary of faith and can be a beacon to other people about love and forgiveness, about doing good deeds, about helping one another. And so we designate some people as saints because they were examples of the faith to us. Now, the church has had special days for saints like Peter and Paul, James and John. And as the church grew and as the examples of faithful people grew, so did the number of people they wanted to celebrate their lives, to lift them up. When we want to make an example of someone so that other people can follow it, we lift them up. And so the church was lifting up saints. And there became too many of them, so they decided to have an All Saints Day on November the 1st when we could celebrate all the saints of the church, to remember those who have gone before, to remember those who have influenced our faith and our life and been a positive influence on who we are and who we are as a world. So we celebrate that on November 1st. Now, what happened is in preparation for that, there was an eve before All Saints Day, and that's Hallows Eve. And that became a time of something different. It became a time when we dressed up in costumes and tried to scare each other and put out jack-o'-lanterns to scare away evil spirits. What it really is not a celebration of evil. What it is a making fun of the things that we fear. We fear things that are beyond our control, beyond human experience. We fear evil spirits and monsters. And so we make fun of them by dressing up like them and by receiving candy when you come to the door. It's really fairly harmless. It's psychologically a good function. It's not a celebration of evil. It's not a time when evil is greater. It's a time in which we deal with our own fears and our things that we might think were in the night. We make fun of them, so that's all right. But the real holiday is All Saints Eve, All Saints Day. On that day, we remember all the people that not only influence our lives, but influence the whole life of the whole church, in some ways the whole world. People that were great examples of faith and had great difficulties in their lives and were able to not only survive, but to thrive in those circumstances. Sometimes they're saints that we might know their names, sometimes they're not. They're people from long ago that influenced the church, and through influence of the church, influenced us. So we celebrate community. We celebrate the community of faith not only here on earth, but also in heaven. And we look to saints sometimes. Some of the churches will pray to the saints. As a priest explained to me one time, it's like asking a friend to pray for you, only this friend happens to be in heaven. So you can reach out to the saints in ways that we do even to God or to Jesus or the Holy Spirit, just as ways of adding prayer life to our needs, to people praying for us. And so the saints are a great example to us, in reading their lives and hearing their testimony can be a great builder of our faith. So that's what we're doing when we celebrate Halloween. That's what we're doing when we celebrate All Saints Day. So I hope that you will take an opportunity, if not on Tuesday, then on Sunday, when maybe your church will celebrate All Saints Day, to remember those and speak their name in church so that they know that they're remembered.